but we'll show you here. Good. And this is just a scooping motion here. And this is again called the sanitary. And we're making sure her little private parts are clear, because then she can get little infections. And then you can come up the belly a little bit, lift her up like this. And so the 10's pretty safe, but you want to try to be on the inside of this little deal. And
so you don't like go down to the skin, you sort of hold the clipper a little higher up.
No, it's going to the skin, but this, so it's kind of a scooping motion. Like that.
Yeah.
But
so you don't take everything off, because a 10 could take everything off, couldn't it? I mean, get pretty
if
close.
you went in reverse, see how much shorter that went? So
okay.
you go with the grain of the skin, because this could give her a little rash.
Yeah. Yep.
And her sanitary is going to be the most sensitive spot we work with, right? And then feel your blade. After that, you got to switch them, right?
Yeah.
Even if you're still just using the same blade, you want to, that's why, like you can see in here, I have several, sorry, it's all in here for the show, but I have several cases of blades of all different sizes, but the blades you use the most, you want to have the most, we'll do a 10 on her, because I typically do a 15 on my dogs, but they get their face and feet done more often. And the 10 blade's going to be your safest. I would get several 10 blades.
Yeah, and I actually have some because I use them on the horses.
Nice. There's one.
Yeah, Laura said she's using like a 7 a lot and a 5, and she does a whole body.
Yeah. I would be careful. I wouldn't get a 7. A 5 is pretty safe. 7's one of the most dangerous blades, actually. Because, so I'll show you the differences here. So this is a 5, this is 7, very similar, but see, these teeth are a little further apart, and they're easier to catch in their spots, where the Fave is a lot safer, and you're not going to notice.
Yeah.
I would, but you're not going to notice the difference. This one's a little shorter, and this one's a little longer, but this is a safer blade. Yeah. So I would get a 5 for your summer clip.
And the 5 doesn't cut as close as the 10.
Right. Yeah. That'll leave a little bit, like maybe this much, where they have a little bit of fuzz, but not as close as the 10.
Because you don't use any guards.
I do. Like right now, I didn't bring any. So I have clip-on combs. If I was going to do a puppy coat, like a hand scissor, a lot of times I would just use a long comb. Yeah. And put that over her, as long as she's not matted. And she's a little too young to get too matted just yet.
Yeah, like I said, I think the next time in June that we'll do something more summer-like. Okay. Go in between right now.
Yeah. So, when I do clean feet, I'm going to do the pads first. So I'm going to hold her like this. And so I can really use my elbow to keep her face in there. And I'm going to use from this corner. So you don't want to do this. Yeah. This corner needs to not leave the center of the pad. Yeah. And see, she kind of nipped my elbow a little bit, but I'm not going to budge. And I can hold her tighter. Yeah. And then when she releases, I'll kind of release a little bit. But we'll come in here and scoop the pads out.
And with the edge and not with the middle.
Right. See how I go from one edge to the other? Yeah. And you can, to get a closer clip. And again, this takes a lot of experience. Yeah. I'm going to go, And see, I can push down too, because she's got a lead on to kind of pull her head up. And then I can loosen her up again. And then, it's a good idea you're videoing it, so you can go back. That's a great idea.
And if you don't mind, I mean, your schedule permitting, I'll have you groom her for,
I'll
more than a few times.
And let you know when I come up. Yeah, because she definitely is being naughty. She'll be a hard one. So I usually go, you can see the pad and the right to here from the back. And then that's how you're going to start your line around. Yeah. So start it from back here. That pad's good. We'll go and do this one. But you have done some. I can see you.
Yeah, Laura and I worked on her 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I've done her face.
Was she pretty naughty for the feet?
It was okay. I mean, there's 2 of us, you know.
Yeah.
And first she was okay with the face, and then we want to do some more cleanup, and she was like, no. And
then, so if you want to stand over here, you'll get a better view. So you can hold like this. If she starts getting really bad, you can go under and kind of go, you know, have her head here. Now she can't bite you.
Yeah.
And come and do the same thing. And typically I can do, no. No.
Not necessary.
Oh yeah, and she would bite me if she could.
Yeah.
She's being naughty. But see how she then releases, and I'm not gonna release her. But having these holds down right give you the right power. See, I'm not hurting her. She's just being a brat. And so that's that pad. And then we'll go to this end. Stop.
Hey, you think you kill her.
Oh, yeah.
And what did you think about her toenail length?
I'll look at that after we do the clean feet, and then I'll do her toenails too. Just to run her through the paces, even if I don't take much off, just so she feels
and
it.
And then I can see what the good, it's hard black toes, it's so hard.
It is, yeah. So, and that could also be like, see when she struggles, that blade's pretty hot, feel it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but it's not too hot, I can hold my deal there. Yeah. But it was getting at the cusp where she might be a little...
And the Dremel can get hot too.
Right, cranky about it. So remember, if she's fighting a lot, I mean, check your blade, because it could be... No. No, you're being taught. Yeah. And then this, she's really not gonna like. So you can do this, where you go over her. And again, now I can do this, but you can also use your body weight to pull down on her, and that'll tighten this lead a little bit. You can get a groomer's helper, which clips them to this, if you need a little extra help. Now, typically, your line, you went a little high waters on her, but the line you did from the back is the line you'll bring around the front. Yeah. And it's just...
Yeah, there was clean up, and... Oh, now she has kind of loose on.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh, it's crooked, let's do a little more.
And that's easy to do, but we'll let them grow in a little bit. And it should be, you can see her toes here. Yeah. It should be about a finger length above those knuckles, right? And then you pull her toes apart. And you have your one finger in here to spread apart.
Yeah. And scooping again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's holding really well.
She's worse for her front feet than her back feet, which is very typical. And she's just been let to get away with it because you're a little inexperienced, which is fine.
Well, and I haven't done much. Like I said, Laura and I did her maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Right.
To the best of our... I mean, Laura's overall good with it. It's just not professional.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's fine. That litter was good for me, but they know the difference between somebody who knows what they're doing, and poodles are so dang smart. They will try to see what they can get away with sometimes.
And I usually pretty good to just say tough.
Yeah.
But, you know, I just got to the point where it was like, yeah, it's not worth it now. And then I just held it for a little bit longer, but it just... But I think part of it was I had her on her back, and that was not...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't...
I think let's not do
fair.
that again.
No.
And let's,
I think that moved down.
That's okay, it's because I was putting pressure on her. But I just want to be able, if she goes to bite me, I'm going to pull down on her, and that's going to put pressure up here. Yeah. That way I don't have to let go of her, but I also don't have to get hurt. Because our front feet are a little worse. But we'll see.
Have you ever used a muzzle?
I have on client dogs. I've never had to use one on one of my dogs, though. I have muzzles I got with a grooming subscription that make them look like little ducks. They have a little duck bill on them. Hi, are you doing good? Good girl. And then you can tell her good girl. You don't want to talk to her too much during everything.
Yeah.
The reward will be after, right? No. No. And see, I'll press it there and test her. No. 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 I'm gonna suck your meat up. Stop.
Because they just get better once they have more training too.
Well, and it's once they know if you ever let pressure off when they're doing that,
Yeah.
they learn to do it worse.
Yeah.
And then the next time a professional comes in, they will try harder and harder because it worked once,
Yeah.
right? So that you teach them to be worse. But it's easy to do. And she's naughty. She would definitely put a pretty good bite on me if she could get a hold of me. Nothing that I'm scared she'd like hurt me too bad,
Yeah.
but she might nick me. Good girl. But see how I held her through it?
Yeah.
I'm not hurting her. She's just being naughty.
Well, and it's good for me to see too, because like I said, I'm not squeamish per se, but then I don't know what the limit is.
Yeah, a lot
And
of
so
people
I
don't
see
wanna...
how, it's, limit is a little further out than what I thought would be, and it's fine. I mean, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, definitely tell me. I mean, you're being naughty. You know that.
Well, and the other thing is too that after that one incident, I could see that she wasn't holding it against me per se, because I was a little like, I don't want
See,
to
and that's what that other puppy would have done.
Yeah.
Where I think you can hold her a little more, and she's not going to hold it against you as much as that other puppy.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the reactions where I was like, no, because if anything, if I tell you no about anything and you run in the other room and sulk, it's just not.
And so, see, right then we were talking, and she put her nose down. And I do a negative marker so that when she's being bad, and I just told her no with the and she put her head up. So she's already learning that it's not going to work. But I didn't, until she starts to bite, I'm not putting more pressure on her.
Yeah.
But you can give her a little verbal, don't do that. Because you know what's going to happen, and I'm going to hold you through it. And what they learn here is the less they fight, the quicker it is. That foot took half the time.
Yeah.
And she got a release quicker, right? So when she nips, she gets a release further out, and when she behaves, she gets a release quicker. And that's how you start to get them behaving. And then at the end, you can give a cookie and a treat or whatever, but she's not so bad where I would start doing that in between.
Yeah, and then when she's hyper like that, she doesn't eat it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, she's not overly food motivated. I mean, there are sometimes, I can give her something to eat, she doesn't eat, but eventually she eats, and that's why I started giving her like those pâtés.
Yeah.
It might be somewhat junk food, but and like,
Okay. She
but
feels a really good weight.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're.
and like I
doing
said, I
good.
mean, I can talk to the vet about drinking. I mean, I actually ordered her one of those water fountains because I saw.
And see if that'll help. Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I've never had a dog.
I mean, I don't want to get into spraying water into. I mean, I can squirt water in her mouth,
No,
but
I wouldn't get. I mean, she's not.
but then she licks the
should
rainwater.
biologically know what she needs. So maybe it's the. Do you guys? Because you have city water, right? You don't have a.
No, it's Perry.
well.
It's Perry. Yeah, I mean, it's Perry Park.
Yeah. So I don't know. They add because we've got well water, so we don't have anything added to our water.
So you think
And
I should try bottled
sometimes
water,
when
maybe?
Sometimes when we travel, our dogs don't want to drink, or it'll upset their stomach
Yeah.
to drink city water. So you might try getting distilled water, and if it does work, then that's probably
It's
what
like
it
just
is.
bottled water or actually distilled.
It don't matter, but the big jugs of distilled water
Yep.
are cheaper, and then you can start just leaving a jug out, like kind of overnight, and see if that helps. But The
Yeah.
chlorine they use now in water doesn't evaporate overnight anymore.
Yeah.
So you have to get, because I've got some sensitive plants that don't like city water.
That's a good thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
so when
the
you,
barn is on well water, and she doesn't necessarily drink there either.
No, so maybe it's not that.
But I could
But
try.
you want to start with this foot, this foot, this foot. This one's going to be your most difficult one because you cannot hold over the body.
Yeah.
You have to kind of do this. So make sure you do these.
So you
three.
don't change sides.
No, I do it all from one side. So and you can for other things like scissoring her, but for the feet, I'm going to have the best hold this way.
Yeah.
Because I'm right-handed, and then I'm not
Yeah,
going to
I'm
switch
too.
clippers.
Yeah.
But if you have got her through these 3 feet, she's going to be a little better for this one.
Yeah.
Because you've already had your discussion,
Yeah.
right? So we'll see. But this is kind of more like this. But see how she's got a lot more freedom with her head and everything like that.
Yeah.
So this is always going to be your most difficult foot, and do it last. But she's a little bit better for her back feet. And then after you've already had your discussions, hopefully you don't have the problems with this one. And I would always do your clean feet before you do your nails. Because if the nails are too short, sometimes it's hard to get the clipper
Yeah.
to slide right here.
Yeah, that one general puppy training I took her to, and I talked to the trainer about it. It was all about, stuffing treats up their mouth, like.
Oh, I had one
To
lady
the
was
zoo.
telling me the dog was being bad. She would give it a lick mat. I'm like, so you're rewarding it for trying to bite
Yeah.
you? Like,
Well, she wanted me to give her a treat just to touch a body part, and when she's not upset, she lets me touch every body part.
right.
And she said, well, they should just lay on their sides, and if they want to get up, let them get
Good
up. And it's just
girl.
like,
That
no.
is good.
So now I actually take individual lessons. I just started with a cop that trains police dogs.
That'll probably be a better fit
And he's
for
more
you.
he put
Yeah.
the show lead on to teach her to walk and
Yeah.
not just start off. And I mean,
Yeah. I definitely would walk her in a slip lead because you have a little more control
Yeah.
over that. So we'll see. And then sometimes, I'll show you
I mean, she's
this.
not bad till then she sees something and then all of a sudden, boom, she pulls. And as small as she is, I mean, she can really pull.
Right.
I mean, it's like, man, like especially unexpected. Like we walk and all of a sudden off she darts.
Naughty. Yeah, and with the harness, there's no correction with
Yeah,
that.
but he said it needs to be a round lead. He said
Yeah.
the flat leads.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's very
honestly, the thinner. So in the stores, order them online. I'll send you a link.
Yeah.
And I have some. In
Yeah,
the
he didn't
car.
want to give me the link till he knows for sure I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'll show you the ones I have in the link. But if they're thinner like this, they're better. The
Yeah.
thicker they are, the less. Just like a halter on
Yeah.
a horse, right?
The rope
Those flat
halter.
ones.
Yeah.
But the training halters are the rope halters
Yeah.
with the 2 little knots, right? Okay, so I took this and put one leg in it. And you see that?
Yeah.
And this is so she don't come off the table, but I have free access to her neck because that's part of the clean
Yeah.
face, right? So we'll start here, about halfway down the neck, and just come up and start our little V on either side until about the cheekbone, which is here.
Yep.
And you'll do the lips and stuff a little later. Then put the ear up, and it's from the corner of the ear to the corner of the eye. And you'll clear out in front of this ear, and I can hold her. So right
Yep.
in
Yep.
between here, I can hold her if I need to tighten. But the point of this is when she's being good, I'm just holding softly.
Yep.
And as she pulls away, I can hold tighter and tighter. And that release, when she releases, is what's going to teach her to quit. If you hold the pressure the whole time, she's going to panic and be worse, right? But you know that with the horses. So you're going to come in here and clean out in front of the ear. And that's still kind of that diagonal up. And then right to the corner of the eye. And then you pull the lips back
Yeah, she's holding a lot better for you than she did for Laura and me.
Right, because she knows I know what I'm doing. And that little
Yeah.
bit when I held her, she knows I'm not going to let go of that
Yeah.
hold, right? So the holds make a big difference. We're going to come in here, clean out in front of the ears. So when we're doing the face and the feet, we are going in a reverse. So see, I'm going
Yeah.
against the hair, but on the belly and the sanitary, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Hold the lips back. And then to get this little, they call it the flume, you want to hold the lips back and get
Yeah.
right here. A lot of
Yeah.
bacteria gets caught right there. And do the lips. And then it's usually from corner of the eye to corner of the eye.
And I know I've been a little high above the eyebrows.
Yeah, I'll show you how to trim the
Yeah.
visor a little bit better to not do that, but that's okay. When they're being wiggly, it's hard.
Yeah.
And then see this little bit here?
Yeah.
You can hold the eye down and come up a little. And it's not perfect, but it's pretty good, and she did good. Okay, so that's the basic shaving spots, and you want to scissor her up a little bit.
Yeah, don't you think that's still good for like, another 4 or 5 weeks, and then we'll do...
Oh yeah. The great thing as an adult, I would say no, and be careful when she gets her adult coat and you let her air dry like this. This will mat
Well, I
solid.
used the vacuum, and then I brushed her a little bit.
Yeah, do not ever let her air dry as an adult. As a puppy, the coat won't mat.
So when you're saying, when I use the vacuum, just, not the vacuum, the blower, so I should just brush while I'm blowing?
No, you should, when you blow dry, get closer to the skin so this isn't curly. So you can come in and you'll even see...
I have it right there, the blow dry.
Yeah, but she's not wet right now.
Yeah.
I've got brushing spray out, but I'll kind of show you what I mean by getting closer. Is she naughty for the blow dryer?
Not really. She doesn't love it, but she was fine.
Let's see. Oh, I see. Sorry. But you want to get in
Yeah.
closer to the skin. See how it's already fluffing it out a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I might have held it too far away.
Yeah, this will curl it up,
Yeah.
just like our hair, but getting in here will straighten it up. And then you can see, are there any blemishes on the skin, any nicks, any mats? When they're grooming, a lot of times we find the first signs of cancer or a nick or anything because we're looking at all the skin. And then brush her afterwards.
Yeah.
That'll make it easier.
Yeah.
But you can see how much more that fluffs her out. And then you'll know where a mat is because you'll see it. Oh, I love her. She's cute. But as an adult, if you do that and hold that dryer back, it'll just solidify those mats even tighter.
Yeah. So it's hard to brush her at times.
Yeah, don't even do that. Get in here close and get her dry and then brush her after.
Yeah.
And I have it a lot higher, right? And then you can move her head. The big thing with the like I said, she's in a puppy coat, so she's not gonna mat right now.
Now, do you use the Christensen brush, or is that an off-brand?
So
Because I bought one.
one of these.
Let me see. I mean, I bought an off-brand.
Oh, I have them down here then.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if this is as good, because then, afterwards I heard that they said, if it's an off-brand, it might not be as good.
So Chris Christensen is very much a show dog thing where you're trying to save the coat. So feel the difference in these. These are very flexible and long.
Yeah.
And these are very short and stiff.
Yeah.
This will demat a dog.
Okay.
This will fluff out a dog if you have a hair dryer,
Yeah.
a stand dryer.
No, I need the demat because, like I said,
Yeah. So and it's okay to do an off-brand. This is a Well and Goodness. This is an Andis, but so feel the difference. This one's more flexible.
Yeah.
And this is my favorite brush.
Yeah.
So you can go and feel them. It was the best way because you almost don't know. And I think I bought this from a random vendor one day. This is a good one.
But if the description says short and stiff, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're doing a show groom where you really are protecting this long.
No, I just want to make sure I get the curls out.
Exactly. And that's what Chris Christensen
And it's been
sells.
tough.
Yeah. So get something that feels more like these. But and then you're not gonna want to keep her long.
No, that's why I thought we'll scissor her. Not do a summer coat yet, but rather keep her shorter. But it's not been that easy to, and especially around the neck here, and to really get. I mean, now it's a little easier because I gave her a bath, and I bathe her about maybe once a week.
Yeah, and honestly, I personally don't brush a dirty coat. Bathe them, blow dry them fully, because when you get that blow dryer and the dog's conditioned, when you get that blow dryer close like that, it helps pull those mats away from the skin a little bit without hurting the skin.
So how often do you bathe though? Because
it depends what you want to do. I live out on a ranch and I am pretty experienced dematter, so I don't bathe once a week unless they're in full show coat.
Yeah.
But if she's in your bed and she's out in the barn and stuff, once a week is fine, especially when she's short. This long is when you're going to have to brush her a lot. Next time when we take her down with a 5, you won't even have to blow dry her after if you don't want to, because she's so short, she's not.
And that's just to avoid mats. I mean, I brush her not necessarily every single day. Sometimes it's every day, and then sometimes I don't have time, and it's like every 2 days. But if I don't do it, then she gets so curly.
Right.
So that's why I was saying, if you're saying I shouldn't brush it.
But curly doesn't mean matted either.
Yeah.
You'll feel them in there, but you don't have to. She's got puppy coat. Here in the next 3 months, you might have to do more dematting and things like that if you had her this long. But if you're going to take her short, I mean, brushing is good for your obedience and stuff with her, because she doesn't mind the brushing. Is she good for you for brushing?
For the most part, the legs sometimes are a little bit of an issue where she lets me do the outside, but she doesn't let me.
Oh no! So hold them like this, and you can get in here like this, and again, have her on a lead. So if you need to, you can kind of pull her around, but don't let go. And then you can brush up. And then you can do this side. And again, pull it out. And then you can get underneath the little, this will be a spot that'll get matted. And then brush up.
She's like, I'm learning all the secrets.
She's like, oh, I remember you grooming me. Yeah, you're learning all the, they know when you're not holding them just right, they can feel they can get loose, And so,
I'm not saying that's why I think we'll have you come.
And so same like this is the knee right here.
Yeah.
If you hold above the knee, she can't bend this in.
Yeah.
So now I can brush down, and vets will do that to give them shots and stuff like that. I was a vet tech for a little bit, and then you can hold out.
But then she can't wiggle out of it.
Yeah, and hold her through it, and don't let go. Good. And if she's real bad, put that second lead around her
Yeah.
butt. But I'm experienced enough.
Yeah.
She would have to be real bad for me to have to need that, right? But if you need it, because she just won't stop sitting down and you're frustrated or whatever, then use it. But you can see once you hold them through it,
Yeah. Oh, and the other thing, since I'm thinking about it, sometimes a lot of mornings she has a little bit like goo in her eye. Is that anything I should have looked at?
No, my little boy, keeper puppy from this litter, is doing the same thing, and my vet said it was allergies.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like their first spring and stuff. So I would just keep it cleaned out, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. I think it's just all my trees right now are blooming and
Yeah.
budding and things like that, and I think that's what it is.
All fluffy. All fluffy.
So it's a little hard. Normally I would take the scissors right here
Yeah.
and trim around the deal.
And like I said, it doesn't
But
have to
she's
be.
got the little high waters right now,
Yeah.
but we'll grow those.
Yeah.
Once we shave her down, we'll grow those back out a little
Yeah.
bit. And honestly, it's a very vintage look. Back in the day, they did high waters all the time because they were little farm dogs.
Yeah, I mean, she looks cute with it, and with all the rain we had, it's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah. So if you want to keep them, we definitely
Well,
can.
no, I think this was more like, oh, we gotta straighten it, And,
Yeah. Yeah, but I'll help you. The more you know.
I mean, I sometimes do that with a horse's mane too. I don't pull them. I cut them, and then it's like, oh, a little more here, a little more there. Oh, now it's crooked.
Yeah. I know that's the hardest thing, and with the showrooms is getting one side to look the same as the other side, and
Yeah, and we don't have to. I mean, this is not the. I just knew she was getting long, and
yeah, I'll knock a little length off of
Yeah.
her here. It won't take me but a minute. But I like to shape in the legs and the rear angulation a little bit. But I'm a groomer. And then when she gets down, it'll shape.
well, and even if I learn enough to keep it in between times and just have fun with her a little bit, and
Yeah, exactly.
not saying I'm gonna be her full-time groomer, and again, if it works for your schedule and you don't mind, and I can.
No, and I think it's good for her because sometimes you don't know if even a professional groomer can handle that kind of stuff.
And first of all, I'd like.
But you can see the difference.
Yeah.
Just from her being told no a couple times in a stronghold, and your biting isn't going to scare me.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold you through that.
Well,
But I know her a lot better, right? So.
Well, you know her, and like I said, you never know what goes on in a grooming place either. When you're not there.
Well, and I've worked for grooming shops where they make the dogs worse. They're too scared. Like
It's a beginner, and
that
then
little puppy thing would have scared him. I'm like, it's just a puppy being a little brat.
Yeah.
You don't need to be scared about it.
Well, this one trainer, she told me she had a dog in training now because the dog bit the groomer, and then it's a mandatory obedience training the owner got to take him to or something.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it might be Douglas County. That if your dog.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, there's mandatory training.
But you could see how if that groomer's not experienced on how to hold them, this puppy would have bit.
Yeah.
But look at her now.
Yeah.
She's standing fine for it. She goes, oh, okay, you do know what you're doing.
Yeah, and I figure out enough. She gets kind of really overly playful and a little rambunctious at nighttime. Not every night, but quite often.
Yeah.
I put the lead on her and I sit her down, and we have a discussion about it. When it gets too much, and it's just no, I'm not accepting that.
Exactly.
I mean, I let her play to a certain point. When I do my yoga, she's all over me, and I throw the toy and all this. But then when she start jumping up everywhere, and I'm no, you're not doing that.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
And then she accepts it. I mean, that's the one nice thing with her. I mean, she pushes the boundaries, but she also, when you tell her no, I mean, she's accepting that.
Right. And that's the key, right? And even with grooming, you can see she's kind of accepted it. And she's never really been hand scissored before. And oh yeah, and I'll go over her nails here after this.
Yeah.
And I'm just putting a rough shape on her.
Oh, that's
here,
all right.
if that's okay.
Yeah. Like I said, this is just so first of all that I see how you do it and to keep her in between now because I don't think it's going to be hot enough yet and we'll do the clipping next time.
It's still pretty cool. It's snowing up at our house, so
Wow.
that's crazy to
Yeah.
me. But a lot of people wouldn't do a hand scissor or even a groom on this puppy because they'd be too nervous. But
Yeah, Laura did a little with her.
yeah.
Just didn't go like too far. We just took a little to keep the shape she had. But yeah, this looks like it's going to be so much easier to maintain.
Yeah, I'm just knocking the crazy ends off.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't ask you quite exactly what
No,
you wanted,
you
but
do.
I figured-
No. You do whatever you think is right. And like I said, it's just nice to be able to see it and just even for maintenance and.
Right.
But I also, if you can earn a little extra money, if that's good for you. I mean, I'd rather give it to you than somebody I don't know.
Yeah, I've got some people in Thornton that do that when I go up there too.
Yeah.
And, I've got a lady in Springs sometimes if I'm rolling through all groom, but they're all dogs, from me. Because I kind of quit grooming for the public.
Yeah. Well, you never know what type of dog you get.
Yeah.
And then you don't know, are they going to bite me no matter what,
Oh, yeah, and I've had some real serious bites.
Yeah.
And, but it's like it's a dog I raised, I kind of know. So this is about the only time I would switch
Yeah.
sides. You could do it for brushing too, but as far as the clipper work, keep her on that side where you have your dominant hand to go around her.
So do you still have like her sister and her brother?
Her brother's in the truck right now.
I can't believe he's not.
I don't know. We had a person that I thought was a pretty for sure thing gonna come down from Nebraska.
Was that the one where on Facebook she was saying she was looking for a larger mini?
I don't know. Was that one from Nebraska?
I don't know.
She called me. No, she called me seeing. I have a friend, one of my breeder friends has some of my available dogs on her website just to help me out. And she found me off of Mo's website. And they wanted a standard, but I have a standard that's a little timid and I don't want to send her out of state just in case it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
It'll be easier to get her back or to help or whatever if I'm in the same state as that dog.
Yeah.
And I want her to go to the right home and all that, so we're not in a hurry,
But so you placed her sister?
yeah, her sister went to a home with a standard puppy, a buyer that had bought a standard from me.
Oh, good.
Earlier, and they just love her, so she's doing really good.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, and I think they'll use, I don't know, they haven't talked to me about grooming. I warned them about them and I said take her to a professional, but they take their other standard to a professional too, so hopefully, I don't know, she only did it that one time with me.
Yeah.
And we had our little discussion, which was 10 times worse than this one.
Yeah. Well, it's just what I preferred with what I call her now, Sophie, is that she's very forgiving afterwards.
Yeah.
She gets over it, and the other one just seemed like she was holding a little bit of a grudge.
Yeah.
And, it's...
And that's fair, and she would have been a little harder, to deal with. But I'm hoping they take her to a professional and the professional hold her right and continue what I already did and never have a problem with her, right? So
that's the one thing with poodles, you can't get away from grooming them.
Nope, that's why we do it so much. But dang, these little minis, I've had the boy's pretty good. But again, for me, it's hard because they are pretty good for me because they know, right? And then if you get the wrong, or they're just having a little bit of a bad day.
Well, you hold them wrong. Not that I necessarily let go of him, but if I don't have the right technique of holding, then they,
then
was
they can get
spot
away,
on. Have a stand instead of laying down. And I thought, well, when she's laying down, she's relaxing, and it was the opposite.
Yeah. No, this needs to be a job. It's not relaxing.
Yeah.
And they will learn to enjoy it, but this is your job, is to stand still, be, easily handled.
think she has a little long one here.
Yeah, we'll do the belly after the legs.
You look so much better already. Yeah, you were getting long, sweetie.
She's looking at me like, what the heck?
And she's sort of a mixture between snuggling and laying close, but not like right at you.
Okay.
So I find that sometimes she wants to come like right there, and then other times she's just like 3 or 4 feet away, and yeah, it's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Do you like that? Okay, though? She snuggles enough, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I do have her sleep in a crate overnight.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just easier with
Well, and she's
not having accidents and,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, and it just,
maybe in a couple years or something
Yeah.
when she's solid. I do that a lot.
I mean, she seems happy to go in the crate. I mean, she's right there in the bedroom, and, you know,
Well, it's
then,
good for him because if you ever do,
and I get up like once, twice, you know, to the bathroom at night, and I would wake her up, and so, I don't know, it just works.
and she sleeps the night through the kennel pretty.
I only had one night where she drank late, and I was just so happy that she drank, so I let her drink. But that was only one night that she, like whined, and I let her out, and then she peed right away.
Weird.
And
Why are you not drinking any water?
I just don't get it either.
I don't know. I'll have to look some stuff up, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't.
I mean, because I'm right with her. I mean, I see her, and she
Yeah,
just
her
doesn't.
gums are good. Like it's not like she's dehydrated. It's weird.
I mean, like I said, I try to feed her because she likes to play with ice cubes, and then like later at night, and she might drink a little bit, and so she's eating more than she's drinking, which, you know, was.
Well, so but are you feeding her raw or wet food or?
It's like packaged. Like I give her, I know it's kind of junk food, but I give her like Caesars, and then Purina makes a pate,
Okay.
and that she seems to eat best. And then she gets Royal Canine, like free choice if she wants. You know, I set it out, and then sometimes at night she eats a little bit more of that, and then I try to give her egg yolk, and sardines, and like different toppers,
Okay.
some
Because
cheese.
they definitely, if they're getting a moist diet, will drink a lot less.
Yeah.
Because the kibble dehydrates them.
Yeah. No, I started that because it was just like, she's not drinking. Because I'm around her enough to know, to hear, you know, I never really let her out of my sight. But yeah, she doesn't seem distressed. It just, it's just then when it's frustrating, like yesterday when it rains and I have a little tub with toys in the kennel, so I take her in there and she licks the moisture off the lid of the tub, you know, where it accumulates, or she drinks it out of running rainwater, and I bring her in, it's like fresh water, ice water, warm water, whichever water, plastic, porcelain, and she doesn't drink it. And then you go out and she drinks the rainwater.
That's weird.
Yeah. Because I tried bone broth once in her food and she didn't like that. Now I read somewhere where they said they gave them milk.
I don't know if I would give them milk.
Yeah, I don't drink milk, so I don't have any at home, and I was like, I don't know. But I think that goat's milk.
Goat's milk now is good.
Yeah, I got some.
wouldn't do cow's milk.
Yeah, I got some powder. I haven't tried that with her yet. But yeah, I do hope that the moist
But
food.
it's very rich, so do a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's weird. I'll have to.
Yeah, I mean, and I would assume that, you know, if you have a big tub of water, you don't know who drinks what. I mean, just.
Yeah, well, and they're in their kennels and stuff, and I give them fresh water every day. I know they're drinking them, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have so many dogs, I wouldn't. The thing I would know is, you know, if they're a little lethargic, if their gums are sticky, tacky.
Yeah, she's a little. Some mornings she's a little like she's not like overly enthusiastic right away, and then you know, then other mornings. I mean, some mornings she eats in the morning, and other mornings she doesn't eat till 11. So she's.
Well, they might want to do, and again, sorry, this won't be a super even clip,
That's
but
okay.
we'll when we shave her down, I'll be able to get her even. But this will take some length off for you. I forgot to give you a little tail band.
Yeah, and Laura said to give her Gastro Elm, so I've been giving her that because she seemed like if she has a little upset stomach, and that made it a little bit better. But like I said,
Yeah.
like this morning she ate. She didn't want to eat like when I had my breakfast before the barn. Then she ate like at 9. She ate a package, and then sometimes she doesn't eat till 11, and other times she wants something right in the morning.
Yeah, she feels really good though.
Yeah.
She's not skinny.
No, because then sometimes like, she's a nighttime girl. Then I have some like a little dry food for her, and then she eats at 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, now she shows me she can stand really well.
Yeah, so you can see she does know how to groom. You've been giving your mom the runaround.
Yeah, I saw your post where you said your one dog couldn't get in the water when it was such high winds.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the weather's just been not very nice. I mean, the winter wasn't so bad, but now it just doesn't seem to.
Oh, the winds have been terrible.
Because I have a guy that's gonna use my lawnmower to mow my lawn, and we haven't had a day yet where I'm home because I need to let him in and show him everything. It's the first time, and we haven't been able to get together with schedules and the weather and the rain and the wind.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to have him to do it when it was like 20-mile-an-hour winds out there, and
Right.
now it's been raining almost every single day.
Yeah, it tore down one of my dog runs and everything.
Yeah, that one Monday where I think Excel, maybe I have, I don't have Excel, I don't know, not Excel, yeah, no, that's Excel that turned the electricity off to so many people up in Boulder. I mean, I have Core, that's who I have for electricity. But it was just crazy. I mean, I woke up at night and I thought it's going to blow the window in.
Oh my gosh.
Because, I'm facing like right down that street, like
Right.
face on, and the winds, when they come from the south, I mean, they push right against.
It was shaking my house and everything. Yeah, you're looking a little better. And again, sorry, usually they would be a lot more even, but she's a little curly and we're trying to do a quick
Yeah, no, that's fine.
little job here, but it'll give her a little shape. So
No.
you'll find little hairs that are out of place, but
Don't worry about it.
we'll fix them up next time.
It's going to be so much easier to comb.
Yeah, and I'm just giving her a little bit of a shape, but
Yeah, but I like the shaved faces because you see a lot of pictures online where people don't shave their faces, and I don't know, I like to see their eyes.
it's better for their teeth too, because the fluffy faces will typically hold more bacteria around their teeth,
Yeah.
their mouth.
And that's something maybe some other time. I mean, I haven't really started brushing her teeth. And I might just add something to her food. I think Laura's adding something to their food for their teeth.
Yeah, and there's even sprays and stuff now you can use that have a tartar deal, like an enzyme
Yeah.
that you can spray in her teeth.
But yeah, we haven't. I mean, I have a toothbrush and I sort of tried, but that was when she still had her puppy teeth.
Right.
And it was really hard to even have enough there to put the brush around.
Right.
It was just like, there isn't enough tooth to really get the brush in. You're being so good now.
She says, yeah, second mommy.
The one that really knows what she's doing.
My booty.
That's interesting. So you comb it forward and then cut it.
Yeah, and then this is called the visor. yeah, you'll comb it forward a couple times. And then you can trim that really close to the bridge and around here. And that'll give her her little top knot.
Yeah.
And then I don't trim a break in the ears, but it is a pet. That's when you would go and continue on down this way.
Yeah.
I do a one whole thing.
Yeah, no, I think I like that better.
And kind of blend it in here.
Yeah, I like that better.
And when she's got more hair, we can mess with funner cuts or whatever, but, and her adult coat.
Yeah.
So the puppy coat has a really soft texture, and her adult coat should be a little more, have a little more of a texture,
Yeah.
and then it will hold the clips a little bit better too. But yeah.
So you don't do the eyebrows? Well, eyelashes, I should say.
No, those will get trimmed. Like they're just short right
Yeah.
now.
No, it's just a question. I mean,
But when you do all this forward, those will get trimmed
yeah.
along with the hair. Now I've got a show dog right now who's got really long eyelashes because we have her top knot where you band it up,
Yeah.
right?
It looks kind of cute.
It's cool, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's kind of hard to do if you're trimming the top knot too, so.
You know, I've been using like a conditioning spray, like a detangler spray to
Yeah, you can do that.
to brush it.
When you brush them, that
Yeah.
helps a lot, yeah.
And it seems to keep it also untangled longer.
Yeah. So again, just like with the clean feet, you will do her nails in the same order.
Yeah, I think you have a better Dremel than I do. Is it like a more professional? Like mine has the little guard on it. Okay.
Yeah, don't use the guard, that's a pain.
Then
And it'll be lower power. And so you just go a little bit from one edge, so you don't go straight on, and then you come from this edge and just even it out.
like a little diagonal slant.
Yeah, because if you go straight on, that's when it gets a little too hot.
Yeah.
So you come from this end and make a point.
Yeah. Almost like a triangle.
Yep. And then just even it out. But see, I'm also coming in and out.
Yeah.
Just showing your mom you know how to behave. And your movement will be the same way. And don't let her lick it, because she'll catch her tongue on it. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. Oh yeah, but they were long enough to definitely
But it wasn't the length.
get into them. No, it was the holding, and she thought she could get away with it.
Well, and it might have been that it got hot.
Yeah. Yeah, if you
'Cause it
just
takes a
hold
lot longer.
like this,
Yeah.
that'll get too hot. You want to come in short little deals like
Yeah.
this. And then, see if I take it a little too short, I'm going to do it just to see how that was a little getting close. And then I know to stop. But it wasn't anything crazy, and we moved on. See, and that was a little one. And then the back foot.
You're looking so pretty.
And I'm holding this nail so I can put
Yeah.
pressure on. See that? There you go.